You're at a party, and there you are again, cornered, listening intently to someone else's drama. You nod, offer support, play the role of the good friend, but later, when you finally share something of your own, the conversation pivots. Your thoughts are glossed over. You head home feeling invisible, resentful even, and wondering why all your kindness seems to earn you less respect, not more. What if I told you this isn't bad luck, that there's a scientific reason for it, that your brain and everyone else's is wired to interpret excessive agreeableness, not as kindness but as a lack of competence? In this video, we're breaking down the science of why being too nice is costing you respect, and more importantly, how to fix it without becoming someone you're not. It's a painful paradox, isn't it? You're the one who stays late to help a coworker finish their project, the one who always says yes when a family member asks for a favor, the one who swallows your own needs just to keep the peace. You do it all from generosity, and yet you're left feeling chronically undervalued. It's as if your contributions aren't just overlooked, they're expected. Your help isn't a gift, it's your job. You give and give, hoping one day your compassion will be seen, valued, maybe even returned. Instead, you end up feeling like a doormat, a resource to be used, not a person to be respected. And here's the thing, this isn't in your head. There's a deep psychological and even evolutionary reason for this cycle. Understanding it is the first step to breaking it for good. Section 1. The problem. The nice guy girl paradox. Let's be brutally honest. Being called the nice one often feels less like a compliment and more like a consolation prize. It's the label you get when you're not seen as the leader, the innovator, or the person whose opinion actually sways the room. You're supportive, agreeable, accommodating, all good things on the surface, but in the unspoken language of social dynamics, it translates to something else, easy to ignore. This is the paradox. Your attempt to connect by being agreeable is backfiring. The more you yield, the less your presence is felt. The more you accommodate, the less you're respected. It's exhausting, and you're left wondering what you're doing wrong. You're following the golden rule. So why does it feel like you're losing the game? The answer lies in a crucial distinction successful people intuitively understand: the difference between being nice and being kind. They're not the same thing, and often come from opposite emotional roots. Niceness, in this context, is a performance rooted in fear. It's a survival strategy, a way of managing how people see you. You think, what do they want me to be? How can I keep them happy so they won't reject me? Niceness is a mask for safety. You make yourself agreeable so you're not seen as a threat, but in doing so you signal that you're not a force to be reckoned with. Kindness, on the other hand, isn't performance, it's power. It comes from internal security. True kindness doesn't fear saying no, it can empathize without erasing itself. It listens, but it also speaks with conviction. Kindness isn't about pleasing, it's about authenticity and integrity, including integrity with yourself. Think of it this way. Kindness from strength is a gift freely given. Niceness from fear is a payment offered for approval. One is generosity, the other is a transaction. Here's the harsh truth. By being overly accommodating, you've been broadcasting signals of fear and deference. You've trained people, unconsciously, to see your needs as secondary. They stop asking your opinion because you so readily agree. They pile work on you because you never refuse. It's not that they're bad. It's that you've taught them your boundaries are soft, and humans wired for efficiency adapt to that immediately. Section 2. Agitate. The hidden costs of being too nice to. The cost of this constant niceness goes far beyond lost respect. It's a slow erosion of self-worth, identity, and mental health. It's not just that people overlook you, it's that you begin to disappear from your own life. Part A. The psychological toll. A mind on high alert. People-pleasing keeps your brain in constant hypervigilance. You're always scanning the emotional weather, reading facial expressions, tone, and mood, trying to keep everyone comfortable. It's like running social monitoring software in your head, 24/7. Exhausting. The result? Chronic, low-grade anxiety. Did I say the wrong thing? Are they upset with me? Your peace of mind depends on other people's approval, which means you're never fully at peace. Neuroscience backs this up. For people who fear conflict, standing their ground activates brain regions linked to stress and pain. Saying no literally feels dangerous. So your brain takes the easier route, compliance. You choose short-term safety over long-term self-respect. Part B. the erosion of identity, the vanishing self over time. People-pleasing dissolves your sense of self. You become a collage of others' expectations. You know what your boss wants, your partner wants, your friends want, but what do you want? That question becomes terrifyingly blank. Psychologist Carl Jung called this mask the persona, the version of you designed for approval. But when the mask becomes your face, emptiness follows. You stop being the main character in your story and become a supporting character in everyone else's. Each yes that should have been a no is a tiny act of self-betrayal. Those small betrayals add up to depression, resentment, and burnout. Part C, the resentment engine. When suppression turns toxic, you suppress anger to keep peace. But emotions don't vanish. They accumulate. Suppressed frustration leaks out sideways as sarcasm, passive aggression, or sudden emotional outbursts. You resent the very people you were desperate to please. This resentment poisons relationships because it's built on dishonesty. You said yes when you meant no, so your generosity feels exploited, because it was never freely given. Part D, the magnet for controllers. Why niceness attracts narcissists. Excessive agreeableness doesn't just cost respect, it attracts predators. Manipulative personalities detect your fear of rejection instantly. To them, your compliance is a resource to exploit. This creates the pleaser-controller dynamic. You give endlessly to earn worth. They control affection to keep you giving. You become the emotional caretaker, not an equal partner. These relationships can't offer love or respect because they're built on performance, not authenticity. If this resonates, if you're feeling that ache of recognition, take a second to hit the like button. It tells the algorithm and yourself that you're ready to change this pattern. Stick around, because the psychology behind this is fascinating, and the fix is simpler than you think. Section 3, the science. Why your brain works against you. Your niceness problem isn't a personal defect, it's evolutionary psychology at work. Part A, the ancient survival brain. Competence over compliance. Your brain runs on ancient software designed for survival, not social harmony. Back in tribal days when meeting a stranger, our ancestors didn't ask, is this person nice? They asked, are they strong? Are they competent? Can they protect or lead us? Assertiveness, confidence, decisiveness. These signaled strength. Excessive agreeableness signaled submission. It meant follower, not leader. That same ancient wiring runs today. When you hedge, defer, or apologize excessively, people subconsciously register low competence. Respect, biologically speaking, follows strength, not niceness. Part B, the warmth competence trap. Harvard psychologist Amy Cuddy's research shows we judge people on two axes: warmth, friend or foe, and competence, capable or not. People pleasers score high on warmth but low on competence, and that's the pity quadrant. You're seen as sweet but not powerful, likable but not influential, harmless. The goal isn't to sacrifice warmth, it's to elevate competence, to be both kind and formidable. Part C, the kindness penalty. When generosity loses its value, because people see your warmth as compliance, your kindness gets devalued. It's like running a store with no price tags. People assume what you give is free, not because they're cruel, but because you never communicated its worth. That's the kindness penalty. Your efforts lose perceived value, and manipulators exploit the gap. They push because they know you won't push back. Section 4. The solution, reclaiming power without losing warmth. This isn't about becoming cold or cruel. It's about giving your kindness a backbone, about being assertive, not aggressive, respected, not feared. Strategy 1. The art of the gentle no. Boundaries aren't rejection, they're self-respect. Here's how to start. The pause. Never say yes immediately. Use neutral responses. Let me check and get back to you. This breaks your reflex and signals your time has value. The clean decline. Thanks for asking, but I won't be able to. No long excuses, no over-apology, the values-based reason. Optional. I'm protecting my family time, or I'm focused on another priority. Anchored in values, not guilt. The limited alternative. I can't help Saturday, but I could assist for an hour. Thursday. This keeps control in your hands. The strategy 2. From approval seeking to respect commanding. The approval is given to people who please. Respect goes to people with value and principles. Start with language. Eliminate hedges like I just think maybe. Replace with confident statements. I recommend, or my view is. Speak in declaratives, not apologies. Then become undeniably competent. Master your craft. Confidence born of skill speaks for itself finally. Learn to welcome disagreement. Conflict isn't rejection, it's engagement. You can say, I see your point, but here's my view. That's strength with warmth. Strategy 3. Build your internal validator. The root of people-pleasing is outsourcing self-worth. The cure is to internalize it. Keep promises to yourself. Every time you follow through, you tell your subconscious, I trust me. That's the foundation of self-respect. Clarify your core values. They become your compass. Decisions become clear, boundaries easier. And when you slip, because you will, practice self-compassion. Ask, what was I afraid of, instead of beating yourself up. You're rewiring years of conditioning. Grace is part of growth. Conclusion, gentle courage. Escaping people-pleasing isn't about hardening your heart. It's about softening it in the right direction toward yourself. True kindness doesn't come from fear. It comes from strength. The goal is gentle courage, a strong back, and an open heart. The most respected people aren't the nicest or the toughest. They're both warm and strong. They're kind because they choose to be, not because they're afraid not to be. By setting boundaries, owning your voice, and grounding yourself in self-respect, you're not killing your nice side. You're freeing the authentically kind, powerful version of yourself that was there all along.